Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Northernlion Live Super Show, the Thursday, March 1st, 2018 edition. As always, I'm your host, Northernlion, with team co-host, Rockly Smile.
What's up? Hi.
What if there was like a cargo ship, but instead of the foghorn, it said "What's up" like that?
Wow, that could be the return of a late 90s really annoying commercial.
Like it's pulling into port, and it's like, hey, you know, Hyundai number 713, what do you got going on there? And,
What's up?
Speaking of what's up, Cobalt's here. What's up?
Hello, I'm Cobalt. I'm coming out on Thursday, and I'm going to be here and play some games today. Woo!
Look.
Oh, somebody's got some energy.
If you're going to speak like that, you better have a long lineage of listening to John Michael Montgomery.
Yeah, me and him go way back.
Whatever happened to 3 name people? John Michael Montgomery.
Schmidt.
That he's a 5-name person. 4-name person. Jingleheimer, I always get confused as a compound word. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Chad Michael Murray, Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen.
I feel like I know like 5 of these and I can't think of any of them.
Whatever
can't
happened
think of
to
any of them either.
People? Yeah, what Rockly Smile.
Well, yeah.
Maynard James Keenan, Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh my God, you know so many.
Neil Patrick Harris nailed it.
Jan Michael Vincent.
Did you
absolutely
get a list? How did you? God damn it.
I started the first 3 and then Chad got the rest of them.
Okay.
We're gonna play. No, John Wayne Gacy doesn't count. We're gonna play Celeste.
Fault.
There's Mark David Chapman.
Oh my God! Why is there so many?
All these murderers have 3 names.
That's why we stopped doing them.
Yeah, that might be it. We're gonna play Celeste, and then we're gonna be playing some Worms, and then we're gonna be playing some Now Your Friends 3D. CobaltStreak is live, how many people actually see this Garbo?
A lot of people, actually.
Yeah. Turns out, yeah. All right, we're gonna race Celeste.
Should
to some
we
degree.
Make a new save file so we're all on the exact same page, or no?
Well, I mean, like I don't even know if that's necessary for me.
I don't either.
Because I'm on.
I've only got 1 file anyway.
I just did the chapter in the hotel on A side, so I think I'm like extremely early on in the game.
You're like, yeah, you're a little under halfway.
I am also at the Golden Ridge. After an hour and 54 minutes played. How many deaths you got, Cobalt? Be real.
225, an hour and 27 minutes.
Holy fuck! I got 319.
I thought you played more than that, Ryan.
That's 2 hours.
I hate the berries though. I'm like, screw these berries. I just want to win.
How many berries you got?
14.
Okay.
I have 152.
Oh my God.
Wait, do we have to go continue and then go backwards, or how do we get to where we want to go?
That's why I said we should just start a new file so we're all in the exact same spot.
I will do so then.
I mean, there's probably like a bunch of dialogue. I hope we can skip it. I don't really remember how that works.
Just spam A.
Dude, everything about this game is so polished. Like even the way the letters when you type in the name of your save file bounce up and down is like, it feels so sticky.
Where do we hit start? Like count in, or is it? I'm sitting at begin.
Okay, I pressed begin and I've got text going here. So you might as well just begin.
Okay.
Oh, I just said press start and hit skip on all that.
Yeah.
How'd you? Oh,
start,
right.
Skip.
Speedrun.
That's my
okay, so it's on
strat.
us to figure out our own speedrun strats, I guess.
I always forget. For some reason, right trigger minimizes the game.
What?
What?
For reasons I have no idea why.
That's a new one.
For me, right trigger causes the game to minimize, but that's okay. Life goes on.
Every 30 or so minutes, my game minimizes just because anyway.
Because
I don't know what's doing it for the whole time I've had right trigger. No right trigger pressing.
Okay, I have begun, and okay, I've just gotten double jump.
I died on the tutorial.
I also got double.
Oh man, I died trying to cross the bridge because I was jumping to go faster. Oh wait, you're supposed to die when you cross.
You can do this.
I remember.
I didn't die.
Now. No, I mean
you mean the part where it
saves
stops?
you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's so good.
I've got 177 berries and 5,800 deaths. Wow.
5,800 deaths.
Oh,
I got 2,800 or
man.
so. So it's like, yeah, and when you try to clear everything, you're gonna end up with a couple thousand.
I mean, doubtful. I'd be surprised. Hey, Cobalt, how were the last 2 weeks of your life?
Pretty good. I found some games to play. I'd been keeping busy. I was really sick for a while though, but I'm feeling better now.
I saw that on Twitter, and I was like, I hope Cobalt's okay. I also saw you playing Dungreed, which Kate has been playing as well.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It was a nice surprise.
I know that she's
not bad.
She's into it, but she was worried about like the longevity of the game.
I mean,
Oops.
it's not early access or anything, so I'm not sure like if they're gonna update it or put more stuff into it. And my main problem is they're like aren't alternative bosses. But other than that, I think it's really fun. You'll get definitely your money's worth out of it. It's only like $10.
Yeah, it's
I already have
cheap.
like 20 hours on it.
Jeez. I was mostly just trying to distract you so I could do better in the race.
It's working.
I died like 3 times on the second screen, so I'm not necessarily thrilled with my performance so far. That's okay though.
Spikes. No.
Chad, don't make fun of me, okay? I'm a professional video gamer. You don't even understand. You know, if you're amazing at all games, then more power to you. But I'm a journalist. I have to shoot.
Professionally a video gamer, though.
I know.
There's
absolutely true.
There's no irony in that. It's just true.
Oh.
It was actually funny. When I was in Korea, we had dinner with Kate's uncle, who basically only speaks Korean, and they were trying to explain what I do to them. And
what do you
they
do
were
to
like,
them?
Well, no, not what I did to them. That's a totally different thing.
to them?
That's between me and the law. However, what's the statute of limitations on armed robbery? No. However, they were like, they couldn't really grasp it because we were not doing a great job explaining it. And then eventually they were like pro gamer, and Kate was just like, yeah,
done.
Pro gamer.
We'll settle on that one.
Like we tried to explain it, and we're like, not really a pro gamer. It's kind of like he just sort of plays games while talking over them. And they were like, I don't understand. And then Kate's dad was like, well, he did play in that tournament in New York,
Perfect.
right? Like, yeah, I guess I literally have been paid to compete in video games. So
Esports professional, done.
Esports professional. Esports ready as well. Oh, this is just Berry Town. What am I doing?
Yeah, I'm also forgetting the path forward, so I've gotten a couple unnecessary berries.
I think I'm on the right path here. Moment.
Yeah, I don't remember. This is one of those games where, like, I really should have just played it as soon as it came out. Because then, like, whenever I see people talking about Celeste on Twitter now, they're always like, I'm going for Z sides.
There's more sides every single time. I don't know where this comes from.
Like, there are C sides now,
I know.
right?
Seaside Heights is one of them.
That's where she sells the seashore.
Seashells, yeah.
Seashells by the seashore.
Madeline sells.
Have you watched Dan play this? I did not watch Dan.
Dan plays this?
It doesn't strike me as a Dan game. Bad. I would never shit on Dan's ability to play games because I've been on the other side of that for years and I know what it's like. But like at the same time, is Dan any good at this? He's gotta, like, he grew up on the NES, right? He's gotta be good at platformers. That's all they made back then.
He's very good at Punch Out.
Like Mega Man.
Dan finished this game. There you go.
Wow.
It is pretty tricky just in the regular part.
But how many islands did he beat? Because if he only beat 2 islands, it's an Into the Breach sort of situation there. Please. He wasn't bad, but it took him a while to learn the mechanics. What a shill.
Same with everybody, really.
What am I doing here?
I'm on the top of Celeste Mountain camping now.
I'm not.
I'm exhausted. Is this where I have the bad dream? I don't remember.
Yep, this is the right way.
I'm gonna freeze to death up here.
Hey, there we go.
Ah, perfect. Found evil Madeline now.
Chad, just give it a second, okay? I'm trying to come up with jokes simultaneously as well playing the game.
It's not easy to not die and talk.
It's using 4 different sections of my brain. The average person only has 2, so everybody just relax.
And I'm hitting a fidget spinner with my toe right now, too.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Same time. Keeping my bored part of my brain busy so I can focus or whatever.
What percentage of our brain do you think we actually use?
0.
I think it's like 10%, isn't it?
I wasn't expecting a real answer. And now that I've gotten one, I don't know what to do with it.
I don't think we use any brain at all. It's all instinct.
Where's the instinct stored?
In the lungs.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's why you need them so much. Because I was always wondering. I was like, your lungs are just useless. Just sitting there doing nothing.
Shit.
Yeah, just oh hey, I'm a lung, just sitting here looking like a piece of folded up salami, and then I don't know if you guys went to. Actually, now that I think about it, you can probably relate to this story more than I ever would have originally thought. But did you guys go to school in Redneck Central?
I'm like right in the middle, so like sort of yes, sort of no.
Okay, sick. Because in 3rd grade, for show and tell, this is no joke, a girl that lived on a farm brought in a cow, basically like a cow's thorax for show and tell. Yeah.
In what state was it?
Dead.
Got that part.
Yeah. So it was just like, it was a heart and lungs that she brought in. And for some reason, the teacher's reaction was not, well, just like in a plastic bag.
Weird.
Yeah. We grew up in different parts because at my elementary school, where my mom worked and I went to elementary school, for show and tell, one of the kids brought in a crack pipe. So
what the fuck?
No lie, a used crack pipe.
No, was it like,
that's not
this
okay.
Is gonna sound bad.
It's not okay.
Was it like her,
they got suspended?
Yeah.
Was it her mom's crack pipe or something?
I don't know whose it was. Somebody in the family. Yeah, no joke.
Horrible. I kind of had this. I had a similar realization earlier today because I was thinking back to high school, and I was like, you know, there was one teen pregnancy when I was in high school, and she was like 16, and she had the baby when she was 16. I'm 29 now, so my realization was, oh my God, her child that she had in high school is, oh, I hit right trigger, what a genius, is starting high school this year.
Oh, weird.
And it kind of blew me away. I was like, oh my God, she's the mother of a student in high school now. Exactly, her child could be watching this stream at the present moment.
Almost definitely is.
You know, we do have a very strong 9 to 13-year-old base. Absolutely true. I find that 9 to 13-year-olds love jokes about Frasier. For whatever reason, they just resonate with them. They can't get enough of it.
It's their inner hipsters, really. They're learning how to be citizens of the world, and they need that kind of stuff.
When I first started streaming, I had a lot of younger people like that. And now that it's been 6 years, they're all in college. They got jobs. Really surreal.
Do they have jobs though?
Yeah. A bunch of them do.
Are you guys pissed off watching Generation Z be like activists at the age of 16? When I was 16, I was doing nothing at all except reading Pitchfork Media all day.
I was trying to go to concerts and shit. Yeah, sure, I'm pissed at that.
Yeah, we're like, I'm still trying to figure out, you know, what's the best album of 2005, and these other 16-year-olds are over here trying to get like the issue of the Second Amendment solved forever. I'm like, hey, save some for the millennials. We're still looking for something to do.
Tragic experiences too.
Right. So okay. Well,
that helps.
You know, now you put a real damper on my situation there, but you're not wrong.
I don't want to like talk about this too much, but I did see a magazine at Walmart the other day. It was called Guns and something, like Guns and Show.
I was gonna say it can't be a magazine. They took all that shit out of Walmart the other day.
Yeah, it's called Guns and Show, and the thing that they decided to tastelessly feature was the AR-15.
Oh, that's
perfect timing.
Did it have to be this month? That just seems like
I'm sure they had that plan months ago. They weren't going to change their...
I was just going to say, in the interest of fairness, that's kind of like when we have... we make a joke about a celebrity, and then by the time the VOD gets pushed to YouTube, they've died somehow.
They always do.
It's very selfish of them.
Why don't they think of us?
I just thought that was messed up. Choose the one weapon that's being all controversial and ridiculous. But yeah, I heard they're taking all that stuff out of the stores, so that's interesting. See how that goes.
Did you see that if you go to Google Shopping, which is something I didn't even know existed until recently, now if you search gun, it comes up with no results. But if you search GNU, it goes, did you mean gun? And it gives you results.
What?
So good.
Looking for a GNU, if you have any.
Problem solved.
I think Google Shopping is just that thing it does when it like compares a bunch of prices in a list. It's like not Google's selling anything, obviously, but like they give you a bunch of things to compare stuff to. I don't know why I'm getting this berry. I should stop.
I don't know where to go. I've lost my mojo.
See, that's the secret to this race, is you just have to find the path forward.
I'm running from crazy lady right now.
I've defeated the first boss.
Fudge. It's just up? Okay, cool. Thank you.
Skip.
Problem solved.
Crap. This part's really long, I remember. If you mess up.
I forgot to tell you guys that it's also golf. So the person who's the furthest behind actually wins in the end.
Okay.
Oh, then I should have no problem winning.
You should have waited until the very end to tell us that.
Well, I wouldn't want it to be unfair for you guys, you know. So I thought that it just in the interest of fairness, this would be the right time to do it. This game does indeed have a great soundtrack. You are correct. That was not a smart move, though.
It's a solid game. I just am not a crazy like platformer.
I think like I said, I played this for a couple hours, like just before leaving. I think this game has made me like, or at least be open to playing platformers again. Because like I feel like 5 or 6 years ago, there were just so many that I kind of got burned out on the idea of like, it's a hard platformer. And this one is like, it's that, but it has a little nugget of like spirit and soul that I think is like more engaging.
I would have thought that would turn you off to it.
No, I don't know why people have this idea that I'm like an emotional husk of a human being. No, what I hate is when games are like, the enemy has feelings, isn't that precious? And I go, you didn't earn it yet. You didn't earn that moment. When a game has a genuine spirit, I'm into it. But at least like I just kind of got to the point with platformers where I'm like, I've done so many jumping puzzles that like I'm over like, hey, this is a hard jump.
Oh yeah, you gotta try the wanna be the guy fan games, dude. There's like a lot of hard jumps in those.
Yeah, but that's like the exact style of game design that I'm like not interested in.
Those are too emotional for me. All right,
I did beat I wanna be the guy before, and I thought that'd be a good precursor for Bashi, and I started that up.
Right.
It was not. It was nothing.
I'm still stuck on Sonic.
Challenge-wise. I quit the screen before Sonic is where I quit.
I love the jumping puzzles. I knew what was coming. I just hate the bosses.
Mario almost made me like smack my head into a cement brick.
Really? That's not good.
Yeah, and then since I beat
why didn't you just have Luigi beat the level for you?
Well, I mean, if I could play as Luigi.
It's a joke about modern Mario games.
You can play as Wario.
Yes.
Hey, you died on a level twice. Would you like to watch us beat the level for you instead? Oh, I got stuck in this room forever. Room with 100 blue switches on it? Yeah, I remember you.
100 blue switches.
I just talked to the fire guy that I probably didn't have to talk to. Speedrun.
Well, calling this a speedrun is a little generous, perhaps.
I'm done. Beat the whole game.
You know what?
I'm like 2 screens into the hotel.
I turned it off.
This game's quite fun to play quickly, actually.
Yeah, I can imagine that someone who's good at the game might feel that way.
No, it's like, there's a ton of stuff to go out of your way to look for, but also if you just play it to like go for progress, it's actually pretty straightforward there.
I just try to not die and then not go the wrong way. That's basically all the speed running I'm doing. 1 of 18 berries, nice. I actually grabbed one. That's at least minus 2 seconds off of my record time.
Oh, is that how we're doing it? To take the berries off the total time?
Yes.
He's done.
Dare I ask what an any % run is of this at this point?
There you go. Thank you.
Probably 20 minutes or something.
Got it. Sorry, I've encountered the hardest puzzle in video game history, and I had to get around it there.
What is this anime crap that I'm always hearing you guys?
We can't talk about anime anymore, okay? There's a long story about it that I don't even want to get into, but it was a whole thing. No need to worry about it. I know you respect anime, so you're innocent, Cobalt.
Okay.
It's really on the right side of history. Austin and Rob that were on the wrong side of history for that one.
So Rob doesn't like it, basically?
No, Rob likes it, but he said that the stuff he likes isn't anime, which people thought was a very dismissive comment. And then Austin was just like, all anime is bad. And then people were like, no, that's a dismissive. It became a whole thing, but we as a society got over it, and now we're back in everybody.
I was just wondering.
Now we're just making jokes about it, and we're in that, like, you know, when things are raw and you can't talk about them? We're in the era just past that, where things are still a little raw, but you make a joke out of it and it's funny. I see.
I just watched some really good anime the other day.
What was it?
It was Fate Stay Night.
Oh, that's the one they made the fighting game out of.
I think it was reversed.
Oh, they made an anime out of the fighting game?
Yeah.
Oh.
The anime, there's a couple of different versions of the anime, but they try to do like an anime based off of each path that you can go in the game. That's like skewed a little bit. So like while they're the same, they all have kind of different feels to them because it's based off the game and the different paths you can take.
Well, I had no idea there was such deep lore to the fighting game. That's cool to know.
The last episode of it was Apocrypha, the one I watched on Netflix. That's the one that made me cry the last episode. I cried. I was so happy. It gave me the ending I wanted.
So happy it was over, probably.
No, it was so good.
Didn't you guys watch that Jaden Smith anime?
No, that sounds like something I would check out, though.
It's Neo Yokio. It sounds like I made that up. I swear to you.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was a joke, so I didn't know what to do with that.
I thought that people were like, this is gonna suck. And then it came out, and it was good, and people really like it now.
Okay.
I don't know, though. There's something... It made Toblerone into a meme in the anime sphere. I'm being real with you.
Well, Toblerone became a meme lately because they took, like, half of the mountains out of it.
Yeah, I saw that because of the price of
in the EU,
chocolate has gone up or something. Yeah.
People are like completely outraged because they wanted those extra mountain peaks.
When was the last time you bought a Toblerone?
Maybe never.
I've never had one.
Had like 3 in my entire life, and I think all of them were when my dad brought them home from the convenience store he used to work at.
I was just gonna say, yeah, they used to give them away at Swiss Chalet, which is like our version of Boston Market. So. Like when you finished a quarter chicken meal, they give you a little Toblerone along with it. And then a friend of mine, every Christmas, their family would give each other Toblerones and eat them. So they had like a little tradition, and occasionally I had them, but I have not had one in like 10 years.
Wait, Swiss Chalet is giving away chickens for a quarter? That's a great deal.
You know, any kind of chicken you can get for a quarter, you wouldn't want it, I think.
They've solved homelessness and poverty all in one.
I know I'm an adult now. Because whenever I go to a place that has rotisserie chicken, I gotta be honest, I'm very tempted to get that half chicken dinner.
You do love a good chicken dinner, I remember.
Dude, you guys ever get those like
Chicken's
Costco?
My favorite.
Oh, me too. You guys ever get those Costco rotisserie chickens?
Not from Costco, but I get rotisserie.
Costco's pretty good.
the Costco rotisserie chickens are so good, and they're also outrageously cheap for the amount of food you get out of them as well.
That's the protein deal. I remember when you'd yell at Fox over that. How much protein do you get per dollar?
That's how he structures his whole life, is on a calorie per dollar ratio.
I think it's reasonable. It's just fuel, really.
I mean, sort of, but...
How's it not fuel?
Well, I mean, it is fuel, but I don't look at food that way most of the time.
Oh, okay.
I just look at food as delicious and am I full? I don't know. Which is why I'm fat.
I gotta be honest, I'm getting there as well. I harbor these thoughts of like, maybe this is the year that I'm gonna get jacked. And then I go to the grocery store and I'm like, hey, that guy's got tortilla chips. I
exercised last night.
Dude, this sounds
pretty good.
But actually, congratulations.
You know, it should make me feel good, but the thing is, when you're doing like leg lifts and after halfway through, they're like, only a minute left. I can't lift my leg anymore. It's a little bit disheartening.
Yeah, but I mean, that's how you get there, right? You gotta be bad at it, and then you get good at it.
You gotta tear up the muscle, and then it gets stronger.
Absolutely true.
That always freaks me out that you're literally tearing your muscles apart to get better.
It should make you feel like
usually
Goku.
When you tear something apart, it doesn't grow back stronger than its previous form, you know?
That's why humans are crazy cool.
Injured.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Like, imagine if learning was like that. Like, after you learned, your brain just sucked for like a day, and then the next day you were a little smarter, but you had to work at it forever in order to really make progress.
Dude, imagine if Boston Dynamics Big Dog was like that.
80% of the time.
Yeah.
That big dog keeps getting knocked over so much that eventually it tears itself apart and becomes stronger than ever.
Are you talking about the robot, the
big
Boston
dog.
Dynamics?
Yeah.
I don't like that guy anymore.
Yeah, after the Black Mirror episode, it's all pretty much fucked.
He used to be cute, and now he's terrifying.
I mean, he can still be subverted by pencils, so...
That is not how your brain works, Chad. You're enabling your own laziness. Oh, I learned something. Now I gotta take 6 hours off to play League of Legends. No. That's not how it works, probably. I don't know. I'm not a neurologist.
Papa Roach said it works like that. He said you cut your life into pieces and then you get stronger than ever.
That's exactly how that
Speaking
goes.
of which, I am at the last resort level right now.
Yeah, me too.
Finally hitting my groove, I think.
Yeah, I'm getting the keys or whatever for the book room.
I'm on key 3.
Oh, you're like way behind. Or I'm way behind, I should say. You need to rest your brain? Yeah, whatever.
Maybe you do.
You're a baby, maybe. Yeah, maybe you do, exactly.
When I was at the gas station the other day, I had 2 people waiting outside pumping gas for me because they saw that I was wearing a Twitch hoodie. And both, I thought I was gonna get robbed at first.
This guy, we can't let him pump his own gas. That's too much of a liability.
I thought the opposite. Like, he's a celebrity. We can't let him pump his own gas.
Oh, what games do you play? Do you play League of Legends? And I was like, oh yeah, it's my favorite. I'm super popular for it on Twitch.
You might know me as
Fortnite and League of Legends.
Box.
Yeah, no, I was like, I've met Cutie Pie before, and they're like, oh, okay, and then they just like walked him away in their car.
Wow.
Like, oh, maybe they don't like him very much.
Dissed. They just know how to read the room. Boom. All right, boxes are put away. Hotel's clean.
Shit.
Let's get that key. Actually, where you take the... Oh, top left, right, top left.
Why am I sucking at this part?
I should not have done that. Chad, don't give me Vax, okay? It makes me upset when you give me Vax for something that an infant could accomplish. It's patronizing. Give me a Vac when I deserve it, okay? Only deserved Vax from this point onwards.
Whoops. Chad, is there a way to turn all of the cutscenes off, like, from the options menu so you never have to hit skip? I would say that that would be an outlier for an option to exist. However, the game seems designed for speedrunning, so I thought maybe.
You just gotta go into the binary lib folder and change the INI Boolean value.
Okay. Well, that's just 0 to a 1. That's no big deal.
It could be a true to a false, actually. Unless you're parsing an int as a boolean.
With or without
Come
quotes?
on, who's doing that? Is this Scala? Anyway.
Scala? It's not Scalar?
Well, I mean, there's both, isn't there?
Sounds like a He-Man villain.
Sounds like an Xbox original game.
I know Nick has not played it yet. Have you played Into the Breach, Cobalt?
Yeah. Pretty tough.
I was reading. I mean, first off, it is tough. You know how I know it's tough? I beat the game, and then everyone, as soon as I was like, hey, I beat the game, people went, how many islands did you beat it with?
What?
And I said 2, and they said, thanks, you just beat Mom's heart. And it doesn't even, thanks a lot. I really appreciate your support.
Yeah.
But secondarily, I read on the subreddit that modding for that game is not difficult and is possible, and I can't get the idea out of my head of taking like the picture of Lion Nice and making it sepia tone, and then making that the only portrait that every single one of my mechs has and putting it in the game. Can somebody tell me if that's possible, or plausible rather?
I'm sure it is.
It seems conceivable. But
Dude, I miss the days when modding was just like there's a folder with all the images in it, and you just change the image and it's just good.
I mean, that might be how you change it for Into the Breach. I heard that you can just like look at the scripts, like you don't even have to decompile them. You can just change them like in the folders or something.
Well, if you need me to sepia tone anything, I got you covered. I can do that in 5 seconds.
I have great respect for your time, Nicholas. You could do it in 5 seconds. It'll probably take me 15, but I think it's better that I just do it myself and learn a skill. It's a teach a man to fish sort of thing.
Hi, Bear. Bear is there.
He was playing Into the Breach earlier.
He was Into the Breach.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know. I'm still kind of stuck on Dungreed right now.
I think that Into the Breach is great, but I don't know if it has the same kind of staying power as FTL. But I think it's geniusly designed. Like, it's one of those games where every time I play it, I'm like, this game is designed so cleverly that it makes me mad that I don't think I could ever do that in my life. Like, it's just such a good idea.
I met the guy at Danny B's house, and he was talking about making the new game. He was a little smug. I think he just is super. He's a little smug. I don't know what to say.
Well, he did make FTL.
He's got to be mad rich too, like. And some people are just way smarter than me, like you guys. And when I try to have a conversation with them, it's like I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So he's one of those guys. I don't know. I just know about video games. I can't really speak for much else besides just games.
Don't ever call
learned
me smart on my own show, because that puts way too much pressure on me. You might as well have just said I had like a 10-inch dick, because people are just gonna ask for it to be displayed, and that puts me in a situation where I can't deliver.
I'm gonna go with a 6.5er.
That 0.5 makes all the difference, so nothing to worry about there.
Around.
Oh my god.
It's like a.
That's like a torpedo.
Pasta can or something.
Pasta can.
Pasta. That's right. Because those are very common.
Whose dick can do it?
Or like pineapple can. Or just a pineapple dick.
I don't think I would want a pineapple dick.
That would destroy anything that it touches.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe like strawberry schlong.
Your hand.
Oh my god, it would shred your hand into like little cheddar bits.
Kiwi cock.
Like a cheese grinder.
Watermelon wang.
Shredder. Watermelon? That would be... I mean, I'd be on the run from, the guy with the big hammer. Watch out for him.
Mario?
Either the guy with, you know what I'm talking about.
Gallagher.
Richard Hammer. Oh.
Richard Hammer, the watermelon dick smasher, of course.
Do you ever see and I don't know, we're in Gallagher's weight class, which is scary for many reasons, but Gallagher did an interview maybe like 10 years ago, and it was clear that he had become like a bitter old man.
Oh no.
And I just had to, he's like, comedians these days, they just rely on like shock value. And I had to remind myself, motherfucker got famous smashing a watermelon with a hammer. That was like his comedy. It was like, knock knock, who's there?
That was like his whole thing. Bit for his whole career, really?
Yeah, you can set up the splash zone, and he's smashing those watermelons with hammers.
How'd he get so critical then?
I don't know. He just got old.
Oh.
Is that guy still alive?
Gallagher, he's crushing it, dude. Like literally, he sucks, but he's crushing
he's smashing it.
He's constantly. Fruits everywhere fear him.
You know who I'm scared of as a comedian? Just the way he looks. Carrot Top.
Ah, yeah.
You're supposed to be afraid of him.
Fucking scary. I can't tell if it's plastic surgery or just his natural like look.
I think it's a little bit of both.
They call him Carrot Top because he makes you the carrot bottom.
Oh Lord. I mean, like he could. I don't know what to say about this. Like, he can do whatever he wants. Like.
Yeah, damn right, he's an adult.
That's fine by me. Exactly, he's an adult. And I don't think he's like I have nothing to assume that he's a bad person. But you ever like know those people where you're like, they look kind of goofy and then they get jacked and it's clear that they were self-conscious about their goofy look? And you're like, but dude, you looked better goofy. Now you kind of look scary.
Does that apply to actual Goofy? No, he never looked jacked.
Goofy had like muscles like Carrot Top, yes it would. That's horrifying.
Horror.
Okay, actually now that's the thing I need to see from today is Goofy with fucking muscles.
Like a jacked Goofy.
Jacked ass Goofy.
Oh,
die at the end.
I'm stupid. That's not how you do this. Just kill me. He's gonna yuck you up.
Oh!
Someone in chat said, I saw Gallagher's last show before he got sued. He brought some dude up to break the watermelon with a hammer, and then he knocked out 4 people in the front row.
What?
And that's how he got sued?
He knocked them out?
God.
Like, I'm assuming with like a piece of debris.
Holy shit.
That'll do it.
4 people?
That seems
That's like a wombo combo.
How do you do that? Like the physics of that seem implausible.
Skill. Years of crushing things with his hammer. It's like a Thor now.
I googled jacked Goofy and one of the top results is Carrot Top.
No, it's not.
Sounds like somebody's just searching for Carrot Top all day.
I got my hotel for TwitchCon.
Oh, dude, it's in San Jose, right?
Yep. I've never been there.
I like the idea of San Jose more than Long Beach. However, again, it pretty much all comes down to whether or not Kate wants to go. If she wants to go, we'll probably go to TwitchCon. If she doesn't want to go, we probably won't. Mostly because I don't respect what I do for a living.
Got no jokes for that.
Yeah, nobody really, he kind of just left me out in the cold on that one, which I think makes the joke better, but was momentarily uncomfortable.
I'm in like a very challenging moment.
Oops.
That's okay.
Oh my God.
The gondola chapter now.
Yeah, I don't think I ever got there, so I think you're probably gonna end up beating me.
What time is it?
In case that was ever in question.
Ugh. I ding-donged the door, but I couldn't get there.
Hey, Canadian flag.
Yeah, that's what, I mean, this game is proudly Canadian, man. Much like Alex.
He's too proud.
He is too proud. I hate to say it. He should have some more humility. Help.
You're gonna like the gondola chapter though, because it's got like Donkey Kong Country style like launching bubbles.
Where vines?
They're like the barrels that shoot you from one barrel to the other.
You know, if I had to rank like jumping styles in Donkey Kong Country, moving barrels definitely #1. Secondarily, vines.
Don't think there are any vines.
Thirdly, bouncing on King K. Rool's head over and over. I think that's it. I think that's all of them.
Why are the alligators so mad at the gorillas again?
I actually don't know the story of Donkey Kong Country at all, except King K. Rool, he stole the bananas out of the banana keep. But I don't know what happened. Like, why are there so many demonic creatures?
Are bananas actual bananas in the world of Donkey Kong Country, or are they like symbolic of something better?
Well, here's the thing, is that it seems goofy because they're like a currency.
Yeah.
And that seems stupid. You're like, what kind of idiot would use a banana as currency? You realize we just use fucking paper.
Oh, shit.
It's like, at least their currency is, like, our currency is tied to the gold standard, in theory, at least. You know, it's FDI.
Ask Rob about that.
Insured. However, just having a currency that instead it's like, hey, it's one, you know, unit of energy. It's like a calorie, you know? One banana is worth like 70 calories, and then that's all you need.
It's true. It's like fuel.
Yeah, I don't really know what I'm talking about. I had one of those realizations I get like once every, you know, 8 years. I was talking to Kate and I was like, money's so stupid. It's just paper.
You should give it all away and see what happens.
No, absolutely. Are you crazy? But it really is, like, I know it's symbolically more than paper. But how stupid is it? Like, you know, in The Dark Knight, when the Joker just burns that big pile of money?
Yeah.
Why don't they make unburnable money?
Because then it would be metal.
How do you do that?
Like coins.
Yeah, you burn it in a forge, it'll still burn.
Coins.
Oh, yeah, but the Joker's not gonna build a forge to destroy
$1 million.
He's
crazy, dude. He'll do anything for revenge. You don't agree? That's his whole thing. He just goes crazy.
I'm just saying, it would at least put an extra barrier to entry for him to destroy all that currency.
And he would cross the barrier with no problem.
Yeah, but it would take, you'd be like, hey, someone just purchased this old forge, and then you'd follow the paper trail and be like, there he is,
He's
John
always
Jokerson.
one step ahead. He blew up a hospital.
He is always one step ahead, that's true.
Otherwise, Batman would have stopped him by now.
Two-Face's nurse. And he didn't even see him
nobody
coming.
noticed?
That was a little strange.
Why did I get
It's like even when the
I'm your nurse.
even when the dude's makeup is all smudged, you kind of look at that guy and you go, something's not right.
That's
you
what I
don't look
thought
at him
too.
and go, oh, what a normal looking dude. Is that Heath Ledger?
At first blush, I was like, something's not right here, but obviously I'm seeing this wrong because obviously I'm not smarter than Batman. So like, what's going on here that he's not seeing it, but I think I am?
Dude, I saw, I mean, not that this is unusual, but like everybody else on planet Earth, I saw The Dark Knight Rises in theater, sorry, The Dark Knight in theaters, and when the twists just kept coming, I was like a person being surprised by a David Blaine magic trick. I was like, there's no possible more twists. Batman has you. He has you. And then the Joker pulls it out again, and I'm like, no!
Joker always pulls it out.
Joker, you can't do that.
Batman's greatest enemy.
Is that the one that's commonly like referred to as the greatest of the trilogy?
Easily, in my opinion. I know people like have a little bit of a soft spot for Batman Begins. I watched it again recently. I don't think Batman Begins is nearly as good as The Dark Knight Rises, but or sorry, the Dark Knight. I just wish they didn't call the second one so similar to the first one, but I guess that's what sequels are. Anyway, Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises. Those are my power rankings.
It's a pretty good series altogether. I mean, I think the second one is my favorite personally, but I like all of them for their own reasons.
I think The Dark Knight Rises kind of sucks.